Welcome back to School of Golf. Dr. Rob Neal is one of the worldwide leaders in golf biomechanics, combining a scientific approach with the practical skills necessary to bring about change. For a cutting-edge lesson on wedge play, let's send it over to Martin in the Science Center.
Rob, thank you so much for joining me.
Always my pleasure.
Dr. Rob Neal, sports scientist. He's got a new project out, Wedgecraft. Tell me about Wedgecraft, Rob.
So, very simplistically, there are three players in this. Rob Neal, Lane Savoy, a golf professional from Alabama, Stephen Orr, a golf professional from England. And we've been digging deep into how the best players in the world execute different types of wedge shots, from finesse wedges, distance wedges, from the rough, from the bunker. And we want to inform the people and the golf coaches just what these people do so that we can make better coaching decisions and help people to improve their wedge play.
And when you say dig deep, you've used your 3D technology, which leaves video in the dark ages, to study the likes of Tom Kite, one of the greatest wedge players ever, Luke Donald, one of the greatest wedge players ever, Jason Duffner, a fantastic wedge player. So you've assembled a really fascinating collection of information. Now, we have some video that I want to make that I want us to play here. This is a show about pressure, and here's this video. I want to show the club coming into the ball here. This is 65,000 frames a second. And look at that stuff, sort of, you know, a bit of debris jumping off the face. We're going to look at that again. So this is actually what happens. And this was the work you did. Was this the work you did at St. Andrews?
Yes, with Stephen Orr.
Yeah. So you can see when the club hits the ball makes the club move downwards. Now, on a show about dealing with pressure, this shot here, this 40-yard shot I've got, it's a shot that bothers me on occasion. It's a shot that bothers lots of people on occasion. Yeah. The video we've just seen there, it appeared to me the approach to the ball was relatively shallow with the club. Yes, no?
Yes, we set it at 4 degrees down. So that means that the angle of attack was descending, but very, very shallow. 4 degrees is not very much.
And do you think that one of the reasons that these wonderful players, these elite players are so good, is that their angle is fairly shallow and then they can control the low point of the swing? Would that be fair to say?
Absolutely, yeah. So those are the two key elements there to hitting these beautiful precision wedge shots that are short distances. So anywhere from 10 through to about 40 yards, very shallow angle of attack. Their low point obviously is beyond the ball because it's still descending, but it's not, the low point isn't so high that they're hitting the middle of the ball either. So it's about that combination of getting the low point right and the angle of attack shallow.
And so it has been traditional wisdom, perhaps not so wise actually, to, when you've got one like this, play the ball back a lot, put the hands forwards a lot, and then go ahead and hit one. Now, what are the inherent dangers with something like that?
So if you're absolutely perfect with your contact, it's not a problem. The difficulty arises is if you hit that just a fraction fat, you get a very, very bad result. And it's not so hard to hit that very thin as well. So contrary to what I think a lot of people have heard in their coaching days, would be put the ball back, lean the shaft forward, lean left, all of those sorts of things that you said. We're going to say just the opposite.
Okay, so let's get to what the viewers at home can get from this to get that angle to be shallow. I might want to just have that video one more time, actually, to just show the viewers. I wonder if we could just have that video one more time. Just look at the club head here. This is 4 degrees down. It's barely down. It's not coming down like an axe chopping a chunk out of a piece of wood. It's a very shallow look into the ball. I've never seen that video before. I think it's absolutely fascinating. Now, for the viewers at home that can't take video at 65,000 frames a second, even I haven't got one of those, what are the things I can do that I can pass on to our School of Golf viewers to make it more likely I'll have this shallow angle of attack in the ball? Take me through it, Doc. I'm ready.
So let's go. Keep the ball more towards your lead foot, your left foot for you, Martin. Yep.
Just inside the lead heel, maybe?
Yeah, you could even, yep. I mean, I think some of the really high-level players actually go even a little further forward.
All right.
But that's enough. That's enough. You have a little bit of weight left, so maybe 60-40.
But not all that much.
No.
Okay, so the ball's forward, but I'm leaning left. Okay, what's the next part? Because I feel I could still hack down on that. If you could take divots, that would have been really deep and nasty.
So what about now as you come through, Martin? You're going to be moving onto your left side a little bit. What if you rotated your body, particularly your upper body, kept your arm and body connected,
Okay.
and then also added a little bit of extension and right shoulder lower than left.
All right, so what we're
So
talking about...
what would that do to the handle of the club, Martin?
Well, that shallowing element would lead to the sort of rotating the lead shoulder out of the way, letting it go up and back, putting my chest a little bit up in the air as the right shoulder goes down. Those would all be things that would pull the grip end away from the ground and shallow it. Some people talk about trying to pull the grip up. I personally don't like that. I think the grip has to get pulled up. So my drill, I'll tell you what I do. My drill is I actually take my trail hand, I put it on my, on the left side of my shirt there, trap my lead arm against my trail hand, and I keep that pressure there as I turn through. And as long as my lead shoulder is going back and in and up, and as long as my chest is going up, then I can get that very shallow, 3 to 4 degrees down, very shallow angle. And that was really shallow there. I mean, that would have taken barely any divot whatsoever. So I think what the science has proved, and thank you so much for that, all three of you, what the science has proved is angle of attack is vital for hitting these shots under pressure. Low point is vital for hitting these shots under pressure. And right here is really the secret. It's what you do with the lead shoulder and the lead upper arm connection through the ball. There, the secret is now out. So we know how to do it. So thanks for that, Rob. Thanks so much for stopping by. Really, look, dig into that because it's really, really worth looking at. Right now, it's back to Blair.
Thanks, Martin. The secret is out. Very interesting information. But up next, we're learning how to handle pressure like two of the top players in the game today. Find out how the letter Z helped Jordan Spieth become a 3-time major champion. And learn how Phil Mickelson makes the flop shot look so easy. We'll be right back on School of Golf.